How bad was Aiyuk's injury? I have no idea. I'm only speculating, and I'm not supposed to speculate on injuries. But it happened right in front of us. He was practicing. We were invited. Here's what happened. I don't really know what he hurt, but you tell me. He's running a deep route up the sideline against Emmanuel Mosley. Jimmy Garoppolo lays the pass out for him. He stops. All of a sudden, Aiyuk starts jogging mid-route. You'd think, it's like, did he just give up on the pass? That's what I thought. It's like, did you just give up on that play? Like, what are you doing, Rook? And then he slowly turns around and jogs as slowly as a human could physically could possibly jog back to the huddle. And it's like, oh, looks like a hamstring. Hamstring's a bad injury. It's the kind of thing that can linger forever, or at best case, it's like a 6 to 8 week thing. So I don't know if it's his hamstring. I assume it is. I'm not supposed to speculate, but it was right in front of us. Matt Mayoko wrote the same thing. I waited for him to do it first, because if he does it, then I can't get in trouble, because the Niners love Matt Mayoko, and I do too. Shout out Matt Mayoko for letting the cat out of the bag on this one. So yeah, I mean, if it's a real hamstring injury, month and a half, 2 months means he'd be back Halloween at the latest. Not good, because he was already filling in the lineup for Deebo Samuel. Now you're at the Dante Pettis level. Unless you think Trent Taylor can start out wide, I don't think he can. He's a third down specialist, basically. He doesn't give you anything like the end arounds, the jet sweeps, which is crucial to the offense. So next man up, Dante Pettis. That's the level they're at. And we saw how that went last year when they thrust him into the starting lineup. It didn't go well, and I think what they wanted to do this year was not necessarily cut him, but drop him to the bottom of the depth chart and have him work his way back up. Now he's at the top by default. So now you got to start wondering, should the Niners sign Antonio Brown? Should they sign Des Bryant? Should they sign someone? I mean, they signed Tavon Austin. He looks like Tavon Austin. They signed JJ Nelson. He's made no plays in camp. Jerron Brown has caught 0 passes in camp. So those guys aren't getting it done. Dante Pettis had a great Tuesday. That's 1 out of 8 practices. The other 8 practices have been quiet. Not bad, just quiet. I mean, today, Dante Pettis had a deep ball down the sideline. It was actually, I thought, a beautiful throw from C.J. Beathard, who I'd never praise. And I should, because he throws a great deep ball. I love his deep ball. And Pettis should have caught it. It hit him in the fingertips. He didn't dive. He didn't lay out. He didn't make any special effort to catch the ball, and it was incomplete. Meanwhile, Jerick McKinnon, a running back, got a deep pass from Jimmy Garoppolo in the same session and laid out to try to catch it. Didn't catch it. But I love seeing a guy do that. Dante Pettis, they need that kind of effort from you. Do it, even in a practice. McKinnon's laid out. He made a lot more money than you in this league. He's a vet. That's the example to follow. So Aiyuk's injury, I think for him, it's like one small injury for a wide receiver, but one big injury for the wide receiver core, because now you got Kendrick Bourne and Dante Pettis as your starters for a month. That wasn't the plan. So now, like, do you think the Niners are going to beat the Cardinals week 1? Or are you sure the Niners are going to beat the Cardinals week 1? Because the Cardinals have DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk. The Niners have George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk and Trent Taylor and Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Now it's looking like the Niners defense is going to have to carry this team for the first month of the year just because of injuries. Meanwhile, the defense has its own issues and injuries.